Okay, we'll get started in just a moment. All right, hi everyone. My name is Isla. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. My hair is going crazy. I got fans on, trying to keep the air conditioner not on. I don't mind if it kicks on. It's something on all the time. Anyway, again, my name is Isla Brock. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. This is Most Things Hypnosis, and today we're going to talk about the 12 universal laws. And one of them is the most popular one, the law of attraction. Although it's not the first one, it is the law of attraction. And I am looking for my hopeful at first. And I used to get these little funny things coming up. Let's see. I like to do my little but first things, but I don't have a but first. I'm trying to find one. Santa's been watching your Facebook posts, and he's breaking Bibles and dictionaries for everybody. Oh, that's what yeah, for sure. I just saw Santa's naughty list. Sure looks a lot like my friends list. Ah. Yeah, I have a big thing. I know Santa personally. If you ever want to meet him, let me know. Be happy to make the introductions. So what is this? Most Things Hypnosis, just that. It's just an opportunity for me to, as I multitask, sorry, just talk about things that interest me in the world of hypnosis and non-medical holistic practicing stuff. That's kind of where I'm at. I live, my private practice in hypnotherapy is here in Visalia, California, which is in Central Valley of California, about an hour south of Fresno and about 3.5 hours north of Los Angeles-ish. I've been doing this for about, well, I officially became hypnotherapist, a working hypnotherapist in 2018, of March 2018. I hypnotized my first person November 2017. Let's see. There's just a lot of different key. I'm trying to find something playful. I take screenshots like all day long on my phone, and you think I could find one funny thing that I could take a screenshot of. It should be in the video. Okay. And I have a couple phones that I use, and I just don't seem to. All right. So I do want to share, I am in the Central Valley, and I do have 2 little puppies that need a home. They are litter mates. They need to be home together. I am not going to split them up. I'd rather keep them than split them up. So I'm not going to split them up. And so if you are interested in seeing pictures of them, they are adorable. They're full grown. They're about like so big. They're just little guys in the Chihuahua family, long hair. One's kind of a brownish red and the other one's kind of a blonde. The blondie one is littler, about 7 pounds is my guess, and the other one's probably 8 pounds. The little one he's just so tiny. He's like probably the runt of the family of the litter is my guess. He was definitely, he eats heartily and he plays heartily. He's just skin and bones, and he just, I don't know, we can't seem to fatten him up, you know. Good-natured dogs. I don't know how they are still so happy with all their trauma that they've gone through. So we are their third home, and we took them from where they were. They were just being neglected too much, and couldn't let that happen anymore. So we're just going to take matters into our own hands. Here's something that I want you to think about. Something somebody had said on a post recently, and I thought it would be worth sharing, and I found it. Okay, so your ear is your womb. Whatever you listen to, good or bad, is conceived, and it will be given birth to. In due time and season, it will be given birth to. Choose what to listen to and what to ignore. You can choose to ignore things that you don't want to listen to. And just because something is a thought that pops into your head, it doesn't mean you have to have any kind of reaction to it at all. It's not required. But people think there's this, like, I have to react to whatever. No, you don't have to react to anything. And I hope my fan isn't too bothersome, but it is getting warm in here now. Oh, shoot, I just turned it off. Okay, I wanted to share my little pendulum here. It's kind of cool. It's real pretty. It's a cool little necklace. Okay, so what about the 12 universal laws of hypnotherapy? Let me bring up my notes and plug in my computer so we don't go off, because it's giving me a warning that battery is low. Okay. And see how casual I am about this? Tomorrow I'm doing an interview with another program that will probably air, I don't know, later on in a week or so. But it's there they are. It's I'm very professional, except here. Well, not unprofessional, I'm just more professional. I don't goof off like I do here. This is my show. I can goof off if I want. I can talk how I want, I can say what I want, and it's my show. You can watch it if you want. You can choose to listen to. Okay, let's go over these, because I do have a client coming in about 20 minutes. So I do want to get through this before my time is up. So let's talk about the 12 universal laws. Now, remember, when I say law, it is, and I don't care if you believe it or believe in it or don't believe in it. It doesn't matter. It still is. It's like you can not believe that the sky exists. It still exists. You cannot believe that I have a lamp right here in my background. It's still there. It doesn't mean it's not there. You just may not like it. You may choose to, and these people, I don't believe in that. It doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't exist anymore. People who, and I'm wondering how else they could word it. Like, I don't believe in, spanking my children. I did. But that's a whole other segment. I don't believe abortion is a big one. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It doesn't make it not true or not happening. Not something I subscribe to, but it's something that I don't believe. I agree. It shouldn't be done, but that doesn't mean you can't believe it. It doesn't erase it. So in the same token, these are universal laws. They are the law of the universe. So the first one, got that out of the way, the law of divine oneness. The law of divine oneness. The law of divine oneness is the most valuable player, the MVP of all the universal laws, in that it's the one upon which all the others build. So we start with the first one. This law states that we are all connected through creation. Every single atom inside of you is connected in some way, shape, or form to the rest of the universe we move through, that you move through and that I move through. So we're all connected somehow in every possible way, energy-wise. This means that everything we do has a ripple effect and impacts the collective, not just ourselves, but the whole. To call upon this principle for self-improvement, simply remember that your actions matter and make a difference. So the law of divine oneness. The law of vibration. This is a biggie. This is something that's a lot of frequency going on right now. A lot of talk about frequency and quantum physics and such. Everything in the universe has a frequency and a vibration. That is the law, and it's true. My watch has frequency and vibration as this fan, as my phone, as my glasses, the pen, the rocks. They all have frequency and vibration. Everything has a frequency and vibration, some just frequent, slower, or not as rapidly or louder than others. Nothing ever stands still, as everything is always either being pushed away or pulled towards something. So think about a rock that's sitting there. It's just a rock, it's sitting there. It's a heavy rock, for example. It's being pushed or pulled. Well, what if it's being pulled down into the earth? So everything has frequency, and that vibration, the vibrational law says it all has movement. Items of a similar vibration are attracted to other items of similar vibration. So to use this law to manifest your desires, match your vibration with that which you want. And we'll go into that in a minute, what you want. So like attracts like. You want more misery, keep attracting. You want more happiness, attract the happiness. Change your vibration, manifest your desires, match your vibration. I'm going to be happy. It starts with me. I'm going to show my joy and my love and my compassion. And guess what? You attract more of that. Third, the law of correspondence. The premise behind the law of correspondence is that our person is ready. I'm sorry, try that one again. The law of correspondence is that our person is created by the subconscious patterns we repeat every single day. Personality and character. And these patterns either serve us or they hold us back. So watch your patterns. Activate this law by becoming aware of your own patterns, which are often passed down from family ties and generational curses, ancestral curses, or blessings, consciously taking action to break them if they're curses, or enhance them if they're not. There's a lot of things that get passed down from one generation to another, even ancestrally, that become very they're good habits and behaviors. I know quite a few families that have great ancestral ties for like generations back. So, and that's great. And they keep enhancing it and it gets better and better and better. Don't weaken it, kind of thing. But becoming aware of your patterns. We'll talk about patterns, hopefully today, maybe in another segment. I'll do something on patterns, but I must hasten. This is the one everybody loves. Everyone talks about, the law of attraction. Essentially, it's vibration in action. Many people get scared by the notion that a bad thought or low vibration can somehow destroy their life because they're unaware. The law is not a punishment. Be very clear about this. But it's not punishment, but it is a clear mirror of how our self-worth and our mindset are, what they're doing, what's going on. You were surrounded by the outcome of decisions you've made in the past and are fully capable of making other decisions and attracting a different set of circumstances and outcomes in the future. And at the same time, you can change your outlook and mindset, and in so doing, change your vibration to start attracting people and things in a similar positive frequency. I love working with law of attraction, vibration in action. I love how this author puts it. Don't be scared, and don't be scared of the vibration or what's going on. It's like there's that documentary, I think it's on Netflix or Prime or something. It's called The Secret. It's like the 101 of learning law of attraction. And just remember, there's 12 of these laws all working together. I'm hoping that I put the author in here somewhere and then I can read it to you. But the whole concept here is these frequency and vibrational laws and oneness and all of that, they all work together to gain the prosperity that you look for. Again, not a punishment. Your bad thoughts don't create your bad doings, your frequencies and vibrations. Don't let that happen. Watch your patterns and watch what you're thinking, what you're mirroring yourself as. Next, law of inspired action. While the law of attraction is about vibrational aligning yourself with whatever it is you want, the law of inspired action is about taking action in order to bring what you want to fruition. So you can certainly create a vision board, but taking physical steps to move yourself closer to your vision is much more crucial. And some people even think that the vision board can put you behind because it puts it in you that you don't have it yet. If you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone, do it. It's okay. But it hurts. It doesn't feel good. That's all right. Let it happen. What a rip. Law of perpetual transmutation, number 6. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law means that even the smallest action can have a profound effect. Like the seed of a mighty tree holds all its promise in its tiny little shell. You also have the power within you to move mountains. To put the law into action on a practical level, author recommends doing small things every day to uplift yourself. I have an app on my phone for inspirational, whatever, from celebrities and high profile people or content providers. It's just I can listen to it for 30 seconds or a minute or two, or just when I'm taking a shower, whatever, just inspirational things that kind of gets my cells pumped up. Whatever the singing in the shower, like it says, dancing, anybody's, just sing and dance like nobody's watching. Who cares? Remember, small shifts add to major results later on. I need to make a note so I can tell you the story I found. All right, let's see if I can remember to do that. Number 7, the law of cause and effect. Very important. The law of cause and effect, also known as karma, states that any action causes a reaction, and that whatever you put out, good or bad, you get right back. To harness the power of this law, be aware of how your actions and decisions are affected, not just by just yourself, but also everyone around you, and focus on dismissing negative energy in favor of positive energy. And you know, if you have negative energy, whether you want to admit it or not is immaterial, but you know. And if you're around negative energy, you know it. Isn't it interesting during the pandemic that the recommendation was to be 6 feet away? Well, that's where our energy starts to dwindle. So from our bodies out about 5, 7 feet, 6 feet, and then into somebody else's energy. So think of us like a bunch of Venn diagrams. We're all, touching or interconnecting these circles back and forth. Law of compensation. Number 8. The law of compensation is about reaping what you sow. Ooh, these are all also biblically sound too. It instills trust in us that we will be compensated for our work as long as we're open to receiving it in all the many ways that the universe can deliver. It wants the best for you. To be clear, compensation in this sense isn't limited to employment arrangements or financial compensation. Rather, it's about receiving compensation for all contributions to the world around you, including love and joy and kindness you spread. It is all rewarded in unique ways. And I believe that. I used to get pretty bent out of shape when somebody would cancel an appointment, but I was looking at it from a business perspective. That old song by Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, don't count your money before the game's over, whatever. Yeah, I would anticipate, okay, so I'm having, 10 sessions next week and they're all this much. And then, 4 would cancel. So I had my heart set on a amount of money before even people showed up. I definitely had to do some learning and changing that. So now I don't count on anything until they're here. They're here, and we're in. I wait. Nobody's a client of mine until they come in for the first session, for example. Okay, but being compensation, being compensated, it all works all the way around us. So when my boyfriend brings me a cup of coffee, I bring him a cup of coffee. Today, he dropped me off at work and he made a pot of coffee. Well, we made it together. Did a pot of coffee and we sat there. We had coffee together. It was kind of cool while I worked and such. So yeah, it's working together to compensate each other. Number 9, I must hasten. Again, I say that. Law of relativity. Nothing and no one is inherently good or bad. Everything is a spectrum of expression, and there is more than one perspective on any situation or challenge. I'm just learning this. In other words, we are the ones who assign meaning to things. So we can choose to regard things as bad or alternatively as happening in our favor. So what is your perceived bad thing that's happening? Ask it, what is its highest purpose for you? And when I say for you, I mean that in the most positive way. Just keep asking it what its highest purpose is for you. You'll get an answer. And if you want direction or whatever, get on the phone with me and I'll walk you through it for 5 minutes. There's no cost. My email's down here on the bottom. I don't know, on YouTube, I think it's on this side or maybe it's here. Just email me. You can find me there. Okay, number 10, the law of polarity. Everything in the universe has a polar opposite. So if there's an up, there's a down. If there's a light, there's a dark. One cannot exist without another. Author says experiencing these polarities is part of the human experience, and that they also help us to learn from our mistakes and support us in identifying what we don't want. So we can gain clarity surrounding what we do want. Doesn't that sound better? Right? Okay. Law of perpetual motion. Oh, hang on. Let me go to number 11. I just moved it over. Let's see. Okay. I want to see. My lips look good. Everything good? Okay. Okay. Law of perpetual motion. The law of perpetual motion tells us that everything is forever changing, and our job is to embrace the ride. If life is tough and challenging, know that it will at some point change. If everything is preachy, then savor the moments, but don't try to make it last beyond the natural order of things. Each stage of life is tremendous gifts to offer. Keep moving forward. And finally, the law of giving and receiving. The energies of giving and receiving operate within all of us. And in order to create flow, they need to be in balance. To work with this law is to recognize where you are in your life, the balance in between giving and receiving. You have to allow both sides, that you have to have their say and then get their way. So, and I have another kind of an addition, or I've jumped to the giving concept. It's not paying for anything. It's not receiving. It's not taking. It's giving. It's the giving concept. So if you go to the grocery store, they give you groceries and you give them paper or plastic at that point. If you go to a car dealership, they give you a car and you give them more paper, kind of thing. Okay, there's a story of the lobster, and then I'll sign off. Lobsters are creatures that are in a shell. And what's so interesting, and I just learned about this, and this is kind of metaphoric in a way, lobsters grow. They never stop growing. They have to change out their shell. They molt, and their shell breaks off. There's like a crack and it breaks off. And they kind of hide away when they are in their molting season. And then they will grow a new shell around them. And it gets hardened, and they take in a lot of water to help expand them as their shell is shedding. And they will hide for a couple of weeks while their shell is starting to harden. And then it takes a couple of weeks once the old shell's off and the new shell starts to grow. Because they keep expanding, gets tighter and tighter, and that's when a new shell. But the thing about the lobster that we can relate to here as human beings, they keep growing. They never stop growing. We should never stop growing. We may have to shed our shell once in a while to fit it into a new shell and a new change. Anyway, that's my show, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care until next week. Maybe we'll talk about patterns next week. I better put that down because I might forget. I'm going to go, what is my show about? Patterns. What does that mean? Well, we'll find out next week. Take care, everyone. Have a fabulous weekend. And until next week, Isla Rock. Certified Hypnotherapist.